We are here with Lonnie Long, who is the president of the Welcome Home Veterans Incorporated. They are a nonprofit that runs Richard's Coffee Shop in downtown Mooresville. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Richard's Coffee Shop was dubbed the most patriotic coffee shop in America by Salute magazine.
Right, which is an Army publication.
So tell us about it, how it got started.
In 1984, Richard Warren, who was a Huey gunship pilot in Vietnam, moved to Mooresville, and he opened what was supposed to be a gourmet coffee shop in downtown Mooresville, which his wife ran, and her name was Pat, so it was Pat's Gourmet Coffee Shop. And Richard had another job, and it turns out that Pat did not really like living in Mooresville and wanted to move back to Florida, and things just didn't work out. And so Richard ended up running the coffee shop, and after a year or so, a couple of veterans came in on a Thursday morning, and they had found Richard online, I believe, and so they just, in leaving, they said, well, we'll be back next Thursday. And a few more guys started coming in, and so Richard finally put out a table, and guys would bring in memorabilia from, whatever war they served in, and so it just kind of grew from there. John Kirkman, who was the postman, downtown postman for the coffee shop, suggested to Richard that he start signing people in. And so they went out and bought a book, and we now call it our Book of Honor. And we have had, since that time, over 7,000 veterans sign in from all over the country.
Wow.
About a third of our people that come in are from the Mooresville area. But the last I checked, I believe in the last year, it was 70-something% were from out of town, and of that, 50-something% were from out of state.
So you think people are specifically coming and making a trip too?
Yes, they
Wow.
are. Our website actually gets somewhere between 50 and 70,000 hits a month now.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Now, how did it become a nonprofit organization?
Well, in February of 2009, Richard decided to form a not-for-profit, Welcome Home Veterans, Inc. And just in case anything happened to him, he wanted this to kind of go on. And so in February of 2009, he formed that. I interviewed with the board. It was a new board, and was accepted to the board in late April. And the following Monday, I got up and I was shaving and got a phone call, and Richard had died in his sleep.
I remember that was big news in the area.
Yeah.
He passed away. Very
And
unexpected.
so at that time, unfortunately, the location that we had, the landlord wanted to do something else with the building. And so for a while, we met at Bob Evans out on exit 36. When Richard died, we had a whopping $275 in the bank. And a lot of veterans who were afraid they wouldn't have the place to go to. And so we got the veterans to pledge, and some pledged $10, $20, $25 for the first year. We raised some corporate donations from the local Coca-Cola Consolidated bottler here and a few others, and we moved the coffee shop to South Main Street, a new location, and opened it in his honor as Richard's Coffee Shop and Military Museum.
Now, what will someone see when they walk in the coffee shop? Because it's a very, very unique coffee shop.
A lot of old guys with hats.
Besides that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. They'll see the walls are covered. I mean, the donations that have come in of military items is just staggering. In fact, we now have a storage facility. We don't have room to display all of the things, and so the walls are literally covered.
Anything stand
completely.
out that's in there? That's
Well,
really...
we have one of the original drafts of the surrender documents that were signed by the Japanese.
Wow.
And on the old onion skin. I don't know that
Yes.
you're too young to know what onion skin is.
Oh, I know what onion skin is.
We do have that. We have a lot of uniforms. We have, I think one of the most interesting items is we have a local veterinarian donated her WAC uniform for the 1960s, and all of the Army's recruiting material for the Women's Army Corps. And it's really
Wow.
interesting to read because it's amazing how naive we all were in the 60s. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you switch out then if you've got some things in storage? Do you periodically change out what's on display?
We are changing out some things. The walls, the location we're at right now, the walls are cement, so it's not easy to
Okay.
relocate items that are of a different size. But
It's a great place to bring kids, though. You know, if you're studying history, there was so much
yeah.
in there.
Well, we've had
Pictures, too,
kindergarten,
lots.
first grade classes come in.
Okay.
We've had a visit by quite a few of the Navy ROTC guys from Virginia Tech. In fact, they raised
Okay.
some money for us. Great young men.
Great.
So the purpose is for education as well. A year from July, we hope to be able to expand and move. We're embarking on a major fundraising campaign soon.
And where would you move to? Do you have a location set?
No, we do not. We're looking, we want to stay generally in that area. We would like to have it so that, you know, it would be a destination off of I-77 where people could come and see all the items.
Now, how many veterans do you get coming in a week about?
Well, the big day is Thursday. We have free coffee for veterans every Thursday morning. Legally, we can have 50 people in the coffee shop. We usually have somewhere between 75 and 150 guys
With
come
a lot of
in.
people standing outside, right?
Yeah, a lot of guys outside. And as I'm fond of saying, we have everything as far as rank, from two-star generals down to guys who made privates several times in their military career.
So in terms of the fundraising efforts, what do you have planned, and how would somebody who wanted to get involved be able to donate?
Well, they can just send a check made out to Welcome Home Veterans to the coffee shop, Richard's Coffee Shop, Military Museum, 128 South Main Street in Mooresville. So, and then we're going to do some more corporate fundraising as well. This past year, we did things like we were the largest collection point in Iredell County for Toys for Tots for the Marine Corps and Marine Corps League. We, along with Masco, collected supplies to send to the troops. At Christmas, in the nursing homes in the area, we took little gift packages to veterans who were in the nursing homes. There was one very sad case of a veteran, a lady who had had some major surgery. She was an hourly worker at a restaurant, was out of work for several months, was behind on her gas bill, electric bill, and other things, and so we raised money and got her back on her feet. So
that's great.
that's the type of thing we want to do.
So just to finish up, are there any interesting stories that you've heard over the coffee table there you could share with the viewers?
Well, there are a lot of interesting stories.
you have
I'm not sure I
hundreds.
can share them with you on TV, but I will tell you one thing that happened recently. There's a gentleman in Mooresville who wrote a book. It's called The Rescue of Streetcar 304. His name's Kenny Fields. And he was a young lieutenant Navy pilot during Vietnam, and on his first mission off of his carrier, he was shot down over Laos. And for 3 days, and he unfortunately came down in the middle of a very large concentration of North Vietnamese soldiers. And for 3 days, he evaded capture and was eventually rescued. During that 3 days, another of our regular guest at our veterans at the coffee shop, Larry Huggins, who is now a retired two-star general, major general, who flew cover for that mission while they tried to rescue him. He was an F-105 Thud pilot. And so they got together recently at the coffee shop.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it is bringing people. You can kind of go there and find out. It's the Living History Museum is what they call it, right?
Exactly. On any given Thursday morning, we will have probably 12 to 14 World War II veterans, some of the greatest guys in the world. From over here on the lake, or near here, excuse me, Herb Knox comes in. Herb is a very highly decorated World War II veteran. Dick comes in. Dick was shot down by the Germans in a bombing mission when he bailed out over Russian territory. The Russians tried to shoot him out of the sky. They thought he was a German. Wow. And he eventually got home. Just some great stories and some great people
Great. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Can I say one more
Sure.
thing real quick?
Yeah.
On Saturday mornings, we have some of the veterans in, but we have bluegrass music from 9 a.m. until about 3, and so a lot of families come in, and it's really some great music.
We'll make sure to get that on our Lake Norman events calendar.
Thank you.
And if you want more information about Richard's Coffee Shop, they do have a website, and it's
Yes.
Richard.
It's just welcomevets.com.
Okay, welcomevets.com. Thank you.
Thank you.